Today I fucked up by abusing the language barrier. Reddit, today I fucked up by abusing the language barrier. This happened last week. I was on a boat cruise with my parents. I'm from South Africa and almost nobody else on the cruise was from here. This being the case, we felt pretty comfortable talking in our native language Afrikaans about strangers in front of them, since nobody understands. This being the case, we stopped by an island as part of the cruise, and everyone embarking and disembarking has to get their tickets checked and walk through a metal detector. At this particular stop, there were two lines, and at the front of the row checking tickets on one side was the most gorgeous guy. He had a full sleeve tattoo, muscular and tanned from working in the sun, basically a dreamboat. As we're getting in line, a metal detector goes off while an older gentleman is walking through, and Dreamboat has to do a pat down. I quickly jumped to the other line to go past him, and while the line slowly advanced I was joking with my mother that I really hope I picked up some metal somewhere so he has to pat me down as well, all in Afrikaans of course. Well, I'm sure you can see where this is going. I get to the front of the line, walk through the metal detector, nothing went off, damn, and as he hands me back my ticket he looks right into my eyes, smiles, and says "Baie thank you very much" in Afrikaans. Well, I thought I might die right on the spot, as he heard all the back and forth teasing we did in line, but unfortunately I just had to take my ticket and keep walking. He was on board the rest of the trip, and I could not muster up the courage to even be in his vicinity for the rest of the trip. Too long didn't read, joked about a hot guy in line. Turns out he understood everything. Well, at least you didn't have to pretend to be French for years. If you're on about the LSD guy, that was hilarious. You can use it as an icebreaker / pickup tactic, but you'd have to muster up the courage. BTW, using Afrikaans is risky. Anyone who speaks Dutch will probably be able to puzzle together what you're saying. Yeah, my dad speaks Dutch and he's awkwardly broken into an Afrikaans convo before on a cruise. We made friends eventually with the old couple next to us who were talking about us and trying to figure out if I was his wife or daughter though. Eek. Edit, typo. So, my family had a reverse experience. We are from South Louisiana, and were traveling in Canada. Two of the locals were speaking French Quebec, and when they got to the punchline my mother laughed. They looked horror-struck. Their American customers got it. Never assume people can't understand you, even if you're pretty sure they can't, cause you never know. It goes both ways too. Happened to me. I'm a native English speaker, but I also speak fluent Italian. I was doing a summer job where I conversed with some Italian kids in English so they could practice. And there were some people who came to the same place, stationed near me, who'd gossip about me, thinking I didn't understand them. I kept my bilingualism hidden till the very last day of my job when I revealed I could understand them. The look on their faces. It was priceless. They said nothing particularly bad, mind you, just the usual gossipy things, and criticizing my child-minding lol. Classic story. Always assume someone can understand what you're saying. Fellow South Africans always pop IP in the weirdest of situations. With Afrikaans having similar words to so many other languages, it's almost never safe to assume no one understands you. Today I fucked up by making a FedEx driver probably wonder if I was a necrophiliac. Not today but a few months ago. So I ordered a purple mattress and noticed the tracking changed to a day earlier than originally projected, and I was unexpectedly home. I was glad I'd be there to bring it right inside so it didn't sit out all day. But I was only home because I was a little under the weather and barely slept the night before. I was basically a zombie. I should also add that when I don't sleep well, it's written all over my face in the form of dark circles under my eyes. At about 9:30 AM I hear the sound of a delivery truck tailgate, and upon looking outside see the guy pulling out a long purple tube. I was expecting a box because that's the only way I've ever seen mailed mattresses like this come, hence the term mattress in a box. If it had come in a box it would have possibly avoided this whole F-up honestly. I watch him remove this mattress length thick purple tube from the truck and throw it over his shoulder, so I go to greet him at the door. I'm exhausted. Waiting to get the mattress inside is the only reason I'm not napping at this point, and I'm ready to crash. Despite that I muster all the energy I can to be friendly and smile, and he's pretty friendly, so I'm trying. but my mind went to bed already and I'm on autopilot. He leans it up against the steps and offers some friendly generic small talk by saying, "What you got in there, a body?" Haha. That's when I heard myself saying it and couldn't do anything to stop it. I said, "I wish." And in that moment the fraction of brain I had working scrambled to add something, anything to pull up on this nosedive, but instead what came out only made it worse. I have a use for that. I said it with added enthusiasm because it was somehow supposed to fix and overpower the first comment, and I definitely emphasized the word that which referred to a dead body. He kept smiling and said have a good day or whatever, and either wasn't really paying attention or played it off and kept it moving. I dragged my mattress corpse up the steps and inside and went to pee before getting in bed. As I'm half laughing and half wondering what the hell the guy must be thinking, I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror. Chewed up cargo sweatpants that had been retired from being in public long ago, baggy beater plain white tee, hair all over the place and dark eye circles that made me look like I hadn't slept in days. I remember wondering if the guy called someone immediately to tell them about the weirdo he just delivered to or not before I conked out. Too long didn't read. I accidentally implied to a FedEx driver that if it was between a dead body and a mattress I'd definitely take the body. GG, you just became that guy's best work story. Someday he'll tell his grandkids they have to be careful cause there's a lot of weirdos out there, and then I will be that cautionary tale. Gosh, I hope so. I'm starving. My wife and I had a purple mattress delivered about 6 months ago. When the delivery guys showed up I just made a comment that it looked heavy since it seemed like they were having a hard time moving it around. Guy looks me dead in the eye and said, it's about 2, maybe 2.5 bodies. And goes right back to just carrying this thing. I was pretty relieved when they left. So basically the reverse of this lol. I'm very glad that those guys weren't my delivery drivers though. Might have gotten invited to something I don't want to know exists. You have me laughing out loud over here. I'm glad. Kind of hoping the delivery guy stumbles on this lol. I had the purple mattress. It was delivered when I wasn't home and the guy left it at the bottom of the stairs of my 3-story walk up. I had no one to help me cart it up and I was weak. I used to joke my cat beat me in an arm wrestle. Anyway, so I do the only thing I can. I tip it against the stairs, go sit on the stair above it, hoist it up, scooch my butt up 1 stairs, rinse and repeat. I get halfway to my place and my neighbor opens the door and exclaims, "Oh, that's what that sound was. Yeah, the guy couldn't find your place so he just left it there." Then closed her door leaving me to continue this long process. Her comment is funny to me because he left the fucking sheets in front of my door. Anyway, got it in my place, opened it up, loved it, until I worked at a mattress store and discovered higher quality mattresses. It changed last sentence from real to higher quality mattress. She might as well have popped out and said, "You look like you could use a hand." And then shut the door and started blasting music to cover the sound of your ascent. What are the price tags on those real mattresses though? Today I fucked up by hurting my kitten. This morning I was awoken by my kitten pouncing on the bed. He does this almost every morning. I've come to understand that this means he's hungry. Before I get up I usually give him some belly rubs. Well, today when he jumped onto my bed, I had only gotten 4-ish hours of sleep and was half asleep when I gave him his belly rubs. As I was petting him I felt a lump. It was something raised on his skin. So, me being dumb, I felt it for a few seconds, thought maybe it's a tick and went to pull to see if it would give help. That was met by a sharp bite to my wrist and a few scratches on the back of my hand. I accidentally tugged on my kitten's Johnson. As soon as I realized what had happened I jumped up to see if he was okay. He ran under my bed and hid from me for a good 2 hours. He finally came out for some treats. I think he's still mad at me. Too long didn't read, was half asleep and yanked my kitten's pee-pee. He hates me now. My cat used to like to pounce on my feet when he saw them wiggle under the covers. Then one time when I was dead asleep he did it and bit my big toe pretty good. I was startled awake with just the sensation of my toe being bitten and reflexively kicked my leg. It sent my cat flying into the wall. That was last time he pounced on my feet. He's fine. The last time he pounced was just because he took the flung into the wall lesson to heart and stopped attacking my feet. Yeah, mine does this too. Haven't launched him to space yet. You damn kitty molester. I didn't mean it. Was a total accident. I've tried to pull off my cat's nipples multiple times. Always by accident, of course. They feel just like ticks, smiley face. I've got nipples, Fokker, can you milk me? I'm pretty sure you have to register on a website now. My sister done this with our dog. She was petting her belly and found a lump, thinking it was a tick she have it to pull, but it didn't come out. She called me in to have a look. She showed me the spot, turns out it was a nipple she pulled. Sounds like your dog has a bit of a kink since it didn't nip at her to stop.